Hello, once again. Welcome to the Cinema Lounge. My name is Garrett Inman, and I care a lot. I couldn't think of anything else to say. Today, I am joined by my buddy, Frank. Say hi, Frank.
What's up, everybody? How's it going?
And I couldn't think of anything clever to say because last week I talked about the Social Network, and I did in my intro saying I was wearing my hoodie but I was missing my FU flip-flops. But I couldn't think of anything for this movie because this was kind of off the cuff. I know earlier this week we met and you had mentioned you had seen I Care a Lot, and I was like, oh yeah, that movie. And that just kind of ignited some feelings of, I think I want to do a podcast episode on this. So today we are talking about I Care a Lot, the new movie starring Rosamund Pike, of Gone Girl fame. I don't know if she's been in anything else that's noteworthy. Yeah, I haven't seen Gone Girl. I've heard she's amazing in it, but yeah, so people really like her. People like her performance in this, and this movie has been getting some solid reviews. And I didn't like it that much. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of just like I watched it with my roommate in this room, and we both were just kind of, as the movie went on, just progressively got more and more frustrated. Yeah. So this is kind of off the cuff. Didn't plan on doing a podcast episode on it. So I have zero notes. We're gonna see how this goes.
We're just gonna wing it, bro.
Dude,
We're just gonna wing it.
hey, that's what I do with everything in life.
Is there, man?
Yeah. But I Care a Lot is on Netflix right now. It released last weekend. And if you weren't available tonight, I would have ended up watching Tom and Jerry and probably doing a podcast episode by myself because that came out today. And I was not looking forward to that. Also, also, if you're watching on video on YouTube, I know Frank's like pictures kind of glitching out. I don't know how to fix that, but I think I fixed the audio issues that we had from last week. And if I didn't, I will eat my shorts literally in the next episode on screen. So I hope that doesn't happen. But I will eat my freaking shorts if we have any more audio problems. Oh my goodness. So Frank, I don't know. Tell me how, just general thoughts on I Care a Lot, or what.
Bro, to be honest, the movie, I didn't care a lot about it. What I did there. I did there. Yeah, play on
Oh
words.
my goodness, I see what you did there. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Like,
I was looking
it
forward to
was.
it.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be great. My family was pumping me up, telling me
Mhm.
this looks like a great movie to watch. I was like, okay, I'm down to watch it.
Yeah.
First part of the movie seemed pretty good. It was getting there. We were getting somewhere, but then towards the end, it kind of just took a sharp turn and kind of went off, like the story.
Yeah. I think this movie was released in festivals before it was put on Netflix, so it was getting some festival hype from this, and I follow a lot of festival stuff, even though I'm a broke college student and I can't afford to go to any of these. But I've been
So,
keeping up the past couple of years with festival hype, and this one seemed to be generating some good reviews. A lot of the guys I follow were giving it really good reviews. So I watched the trailer and I was like, this seems perfectly geared towards me. A dark comedy about criminals going at it with each other, and I was kind of enjoying it, but just my enjoyment levels as the movie went on just progressively went down. And
yeah.
it has nothing to do with like the performances or the editing or anything technical with
No, the
it.
acting was great.
The
The
acting
acting was
was
impressive. It was
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah, it was really
Like,
good.
like,
Rosamund Pike, she did a
oh
really
yeah,
good job.
she did a really good job. Like, you're supposed to hate the character, and I hated the character with all my heart. Like, I I'm sorry, this is kind of a mean thing to say, but I kind of wanted the character to die, and towards the beginning because, a spoiler alert, if you guys are hearing this, she basically steals money from old people. That's really what she
Pretty
does.
much. And
Like,
in my tier list of awful human beings, the worst of our society is like child molesters, then child abusers, then people who abuse
and
old
then
people. Like,
that's basically her. That's
yeah.
basically her.
And if you're going to have a
Just a
character
freak.
like that, you have to like make them likable somehow. And for me, it wasn't. She was like just a very evil human being who
Oh, I
reveled in
hated her
this.
guts.
Like it
I
wasn't.
hated her guts.
Yeah. Like I'm a big subscriber of the Save the Cat rule. I don't know if you've heard of that, but there was this book that came out a while ago. I haven't read it, but the general idea, it's called Save the Cat, and the general idea of the title was you have to have your protagonist save a cat or do something good to make us identify with them as a character. And you see that with a lot of just basic storytelling. You know, you have like Iron Man. He's kind of a douchebag, but he's charismatic. You see some moments of humanity with him the first like
Mhm.
30 minutes of the movie that make you care about him. Uh, but with this, I didn't see any like save the cat moment or any like emotional turmoil
Oh,
she was
yeah,
going through. She was just like
done.
through and through.
She was all
I
about herself.
yeah, it was. I want to just get money because I can. And usually, like, when you have criminals, you need to have some sort of moral compass or core that's guiding them. You know, you have this thief who steals to provide for his family,
Yeah.
or something like that, or someone who
But no,
kill.
she was just stealing for
Yeah,
herself.
she was
She
steal.
just wants to get filthy rich.
Yeah,
Like,
even like just saying, "Hey, I'm stealing because I want my girlfriend to have a better life." That would have fixed a lot of my issues with her. But
eh.
she like even the relationship she has is just kind of
Oh, yeah.
she didn't seem like super into it. And we don't spend a lot of time with them as a couple, so I guess
Oh, yeah. No.
that's another thing about it, but she was just so hateable and not in
Oh,
like a
yeah.
good way. I read some reviews and people were going, "Oh yes, she's deliciously evil," and I'm like, "No,
Ew.
deliciously evil is like Maleficent, you know, from
Yeah, like you
Sleeping
like
Beauty."
love the person being evil, like you care
Yeah,
about the person, but no,
yeah.
at this person you don't care at all.
Yeah,
Like,
like someone deliciously evil. The first thing in my mind is Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty. She
yeah,
is through and through evil, not redeemable at all if you ignore the live action Angelina Jolie movies.
oh yeah,
But
that was yeah.
but if you ignore those in the original, she's through and through evil.
Mhm.
No redeeming qualities about it, but her performance and her oh what's the word, like her presence is just so like over the
Ooh, yeah.
top. She's like eating the scenery. That's deliciously evil. Also, she's the bad guy.
Yes.
You know, I can tolerate that with a bad guy, someone who's just so evil and just enjoys what she's doing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, in a bad guy that works.
it's like the Joker. Like he
Yeah,
loves being evil. Like he's like he loves doing it.
exactly. He just does it
Like
because he likes it and because he can. And that's something that works for a villain, an antagonist, especially going up against someone who follows a moral code, who sees life through a certain lens. But with this, our main character is someone who has no remorse about what she does,
oh
has
yeah,
no
no.
reason for doing it other than greed. And it's just, ugh. You know, like if like I was sitting there. I think my roommate said some comment. He was like, he was watching it and he goes, you know, if this lady ever came to my doorstep, I would grab my 12 kids. I'm
Oh,
just
I
like,
would literally walk up, grab a chair, and just throw it against her like WWE style, bro. I would literally throw her hands, bro.
it it's just so frustrating to watch this woman uproot old people's lives who have done nothing to deserve it.
Oh, facts.
Like even the old lady she does it to kick up start the story. Like she has ties to the mob, and
Yeah, bro, you
I'm
know
still
best
sitting there
about
going, this poor lady, you know, like she doesn't deserve this.
like I was happy when the the lady she went towards this older lady
Mm,
because she's a relative of the actor Peter Dinklage,
Yeah.
and that made me happy because you don't mess with my boy Peter Dinklage. You do not mess with him.
You do.
Like my boy in Elf, bro, he threw hands with Will Ferrell. You do not mess with my boy. Game of Thrones, like, dude, my man, Peter Dinklage. You do not mess with him. And when she took a wrong turn and went towards him,
Mm.
oh, I was like, oh,
I
Peter's
was
gonna
like,
get you.
here he
Peter's
comes.
gonna get you.
Dude, he was so good in this movie. I
Bro,
absolutely
he's an amazing
adore Pete.
actor.
He's such a good actor.
He's an amazing actor.
Have you
So
seen
good.
this small series, this unknown, not many people have heard of it, Game of Thrones?
Bro,
Have
I
you seen
love
it?
Game of Thrones. What do you
Dude,
mean? I've
he's
seen it
so
so
good
many
in it.
times.
Yeah.
He's so good,
He's
bro. I
so
love
good.
him.
And he
Bro,
like once again, the acting in this was great. You know,
oh,
he sold
it
the
was really
crap out
good.
of his character. And
Bro,
I
he was the
kind of
best one of all of them. Best one.
well, and
Best
his
actor
character
of all of them.
too. They managed to sell him as like this ruthless gang leader and
Yeah.
managed to still make him seem likable. Like the whole point was he was just going to meet his mother and his mother just gets uprooted and put in a old
Yeah, but
folks home. And it's like there's nothing he can do about it. So
Max, he was like, "Where's my mother?
yeah.
Where is she?"
Yeah, he's just he wants to see his mother. Like that's
Yeah, like
something a
he
lot
hasn't
of
seen her
people
in
can
years.
identify with. You know, I'm a
Yeah,
mama's boy.
bro, that made me hate the woman even
I
more. She
know.
took his mother away from him. Like that is just messed up. I was like,
You
he
don't
brought
do
her
that.
cookies and donuts and shit, bro. Like I was like, bro,
You
like
do.
what's he gonna do with it now? He's just gonna eat the pastry by himself? Like that's just sad, bro.
Yeah,
That'd be sad.
you don't do that. So just right
No.
off the bat, like his first scene is him grieving about not being able to see his mom, and just instantly I felt a connection with him more
Yeah.
than our main character who we're supposed to be rooting for. And you know what else pissed me off is that anytime she would do something awful and like Peter Dinklage would try to push back, or the guy at the beginning with the red hat who kills her at the end. Spoilers alert, by the
Yeah.
way. It's
That's
a
what.
podcast where we're going to talk about a movie. We're going to talk about the whole movie. But the guy who kills her at the end and the guy at the beginning, like anytime they try to push back against her, it's always just like, you can't handle a woman getting the best of you. I'm like, shut the crap up, woman. First off, it's not even bad enough that you're a horrible human being. You try to like cover your horrible acts with this veiled feminism message. And I can't tell if the movie's trying to push this as like an empowering thing or if it's like, no, she is an awful person. It's very hard to tell, and I think a lot of my issues is I can't tell if the movie's trying to encourage this or like go, look at this strong independent woman, because she's a horrible
Yeah.
human being screwing folks over. Doesn't matter who she is, and if she's gonna sit there and go, you just can't handle that you lost to no, he can't handle the fact
Oh
that you
yeah.
stole his mother and is in robbing her. I was just
Bro, I
like,
was kind of mad. Like at the end, they joined forces. Like, oh, spoiler! At the end, they joined together to form a company where they literally do this thing and they literally steal money from older people. They literally are making it a worldwide thing. Like that pissed me off. I was like, wow, it's just making it worse. I want her dead even more now. Like, and then
dude,
when it finally happened, I started clapping. I'm sorry, but I started
me
clapping.
too.
I was like,
When the guy shot her,
bravo,
I just
bravo.
said,
Yeah.
yes.
Because like he
This
never got to see his mom again. Like when she took his mother away from him, he literally told her that she died in the nursing home, and he never got to say goodbye or even see her for a
mm,
couple of years. Like
it's awful.
it
I
was terrible.
and part of me wants to say that they didn't try to push this forward as a empowering woman message.
Yeah.
Or like portray her as a good person, because it legitimately like highlights something that happens a lot today where old people get abused all the time, and it's so frustrating. Like for me, you don't mess with children and you don't mess with old people, because
Yes.
children are innocent and have done nothing to
Oh,
deserve anything. Most children.
oh yeah. Just like most children.
Most
Like if you're
children.
a crazy psychopathic child and you're like, you got problems, then my bad, bro.
Or if you're a boss baby, I don't know
Oh my
about
god.
that.
I don't know about that one, boys.
but But you don't mess with the old people because most old people have lived full lives. They know more than you. Most of them are good people, and to just
They've
see
worked
the
hard
yeah,
to just provide for their families, and now,
yeah,
yeah,
they're like, if life is a racetrack, they're reaching the end of the race, and then freaking some 30, 40 year old just goes, nah, and decides to pull out a gun and kneecap as they approach the finish
or
line.
just starts building a whole nother track. You're like, hey, take this one, take
Yeah,
this way. You're not done with the race. Mm-mm.
it.
Nope,
I
you ain't
mean,
done.
yeah, I think it's something that we don't consider a lot is that old people get abused really easily. There was an incident, and I think my grandpa listens to this, so I might tell a fun story about him and his wife, my grandmother, where they got a call one day when I was a senior in high school. They got a call from it was a Wisconsin number, and they had somehow perfectly replicated my voice, and they said, hello, this is Garrett. I was driving up to visit you, to surprise you, a surprise visit, but on the way up there, I like hit a deer or hit someone, and now I'm arrested. I'm in jail. You got to send me bail money. And
Oh my
my
God,
grandmother
what?
flipped her lid. She freaked out. And
She actually sent the money?
no, she didn't send the money. She like freaked out.
Oh,
I think she was going to, and texted my mother because at the time my mother was my film teacher in high school. So I was in class, and my mom gets this text from her mother, just like going, "Oh my gosh, Garrett's in jail. I gotta give him bail money." And
and
she
then,
like
then
looks
she
up
looks
and
up and sees you.
she goes, "Garrett, are you in jail right now?" I
You're
go, "I
like,
don't
what?
think so." But people prey on old people all the time because a lot of them have lived full lives. They're not frail, but they're more easily taken advantage of. A lot of them are super compassionate, especially towards their grandchildren. Oh, hold on, my camera went out. That's something that happens that I have yet to figure out, but whatever. I've learned to
Like,
roll with
dude,
it.
one time my grandparents got like a phone call from just a random number, and they were like saying, "We're here to ask for your support," or they were saying like your car needs like renewed, so
Mm.
they're asking you, "We need your credit card number." And I was this close to grabbing the phone from them and repeating the line from Taken. I have a serious set of skills I have required throughout years of training.
Mm.
Like I was like, I will hunt you down and I will find you. I was
Dude.
this close to saying it because they were starting to piss me off. I could hear it. They're like, "Oh, we need your credit card number right now, right now. Get your wallet out and type in the number." I was like,
And that's such a simple way people to.
uh,
And I don't think that one's specific with old people, but a lot of
"Yeah,
old people are the ones who fall for it because nowadays they're
don't know what's going
from
on." Like
the
they're like, "Oh, I need
baby
to do
boomer
this."
generation, a little younger than that, so they didn't grow up with this technology. They didn't grow up learning about all the ways people can take advantage of you. They have to learn the hard way, and people are more than willing to do that, like teach them. And it's such a frustrating thing, just the phone calls. But this lady takes it to the next effing level.
Oh, oh my gosh, I hate
And
her so much. I'm sorry, but I hate her.
yeah, the thing is, I didn't know this was an actual industry. Like, this isn't a full-on industry that people.
Wait. You're saying that this movie is based on a true story?
It's not based off of as far as I know, it's not based off of a true story, but it is based off of very real things. Well, first off,
Oh my god.
the whole legal guardian thing. I think they do it with children too, but children aren't, financially
Rich.
lucrative.
Like,
So
yeah. They're
typically
like,
the
"Oh,
people who
I'm
go for
gonna be
that
rich."
are genuinely good people. But I'm pretty sure that's a thing where the government can assign you a guardian if you aren't able to take care of yourself. So for the old people, it's almost like going into a foster care system. So the government or a judge can just say, "I don't think you're fit to live by yourself. Your kids aren't able to take care of you, or they won't take care of you, or aren't taking care of you. So we're gonna assign someone specifically trained for this." And I'm not, especially after watching this movie, I don't think I'm a fan of that program
Oh no. And
because
what made me even more mad was seeing that there were multiple other people like
Mm,
doctors, physicians, there were like owners that were in on
yeah.
this thing too.
This
Like they
is
were helping
this
her. I was
is
like, oh my
yeah. It's
gosh,
such a easily
that's so
corruptible
bad.
system. Like I don't doubt that there's good people doing this. There's good people who do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, the idea of if I'm 80, 85 years old, like assuming that I ate healthy, worked out, and maintained like
Healthy
recently
lifestyle, like
decently good
good life.
lifestyle to where I can take care of myself at 80, 85, and then just the sheer thought that some judge somewhere that I've never met can just go, I don't want to hit my desk, but I'm going
Yeah,
to,
I
can
thought the
go,
judge was on it too. I thought the judge was in on it at first. I was like, what is he saying? Like
yeah,
he was making just stupid like choices. Like he was saying, "Oh, I guess that's true. I'll just hand you this older lady that I know is
yeah.
rich to you." Like,
I the way I read it, I don't think he was in on it. I think he was just a
oh yeah, no,
genuine
he
like
wasn't.
yeah,
But
he
he,
just was a genuinely good person who just bought into a lot of the lies. Like he
yeah, I felt
seemed
sorry.
very compassionate, so he was like, "Oh shoot, he's never met these people. So all he's getting is the word of someone who he thinks is a trustworthy human being. And if she says they aren't able to take care of themselves, well shoot, I guess they aren't." you know? So I don't think he was in on it, but just even with that, she preys on people's compassion and greed and stuff just to get herself more money. It's just
Yeah.
it was like the perfect little crime where she could build up enough wealth.
Oh, it was like the perfect side hustle. Like it was genius, but at the same time, it was just
It's
sick.
so morally
Like
depraved.
if I wanted to do a side hustle, and if someone told me to do that, I would literally punch them in the face, saying, "Don't mess with old people.
No,
Don't mess with old people. No,
no.
heck no." Like that's just messed up, bro. That's just
Yeah.
messed up. If it
Go
was
go into
kids,
the
I'll be like,
arms
oh yeah.
dealing business
If it was
instead.
kids, bro, I would be like, which kid is it though? Which kid is it?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, if the kid's very annoying or something, I'm like, oh well.
yeah. But
But don't mess with old people. It's just messed up.
overall, yeah, that was my main issue with this movie. Is just I hated that main character so much, and you can
Oh,
tell. Like we spent almost we're 22 minutes into this, and we've literally spent most of this time talking about how much we hate this main character.
well, it's true. Like, if someone's out there listening to this and they say that they like the character, you are sick. You are literally sick. Like,
I'm going to put an
why?
asterisk on that statement. I wouldn't say they're completely sick because some people just really like evil folks. I mean, you see like
Oh my gosh.
the fascination around characters like Loki, who literally tried to take over the earth and turn into like this worldwide third or fourth Reich or whatever. He literally stood in front of people and said, "You were made to be servants or whatever."
Yeah.
Whatever the quote is. And people like him a lot because he's eating the scenery as he's doing it. He's enjoying being evil. So people like those types of characters. I'm not going to say,
Like I
they're
love Darth Vader.
demented,
To
but
me, like Darth Vader, my man. He's my
yeah.
man. I love some evil characters, but her, she was beyond that, bro.
Yeah. Well,
Beyond that.
and the thing is, I kind of want to. I'm gonna bring up something because there is a way to make bad people good characters who are still our protagonists. I mean, you look at something like Breaking Bad, right? You got Walter
Oh,
White. Walter White, in my opinion, is one of the best characters ever to be on television, maybe even
oh,
out
I
of
love
any
Walter
fictional
White.
character ever. And
Bro, did you jump? But
the reason people like him is not because he's an evil bad dude. He's a sure, yeah, he cooks meth, he eventually runs a drug empire, kills people, but first off,
he does it for his family. He
he
does it for his family.
yeah, he says he does it for his family, and he believes that he's doing it for his family. Obviously, Skylar and Jesse and everyone who knows about it
Yeah,
call
everyone.
him out on that,
Yeah,
and they're like, "You're not doing this for your family. You
yeah.
might think
You
you are,
mostly
but
just
you're
doing it for
not."
the money now.
But the reason you
Like
like
first, he kind of was.
yeah, but the reason you like him is because he believes he's doing it for his family, but also he's just a loser.
Yeah.
We
Well,
meet
like,
him. We meet him. He starts out. He's a chemist professor who's
bro,
and his
he's
students.
the greatest chemistry professor ever. You don't mess with my
I mean, I
boy.
would love him to teach my class, but
I want him to be my teacher, bro.
I
I'm
will
like,
go
so
back and
what's
retake
how do you make crystal
chemistry.
meth? I'm like, So, how do you make meth? I know you know how to make it. No, I want to know how to make it too.
Yes,
Like, if
that's
a
the
chemistry
question you
teacher
ask your
knows how to do
chemist
that, I
teacher.
want to ask them how to do that. Like, bro, like it'll be a great lesson to teach the class. Like, if chemistry's getting boring, bro, just be like, all right, kids, who wants to learn how to make meth? And everyone's gonna raise their hand. Everybody will raise their hands. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I want to see.
Just specifically calls out students like, "Hey, Johnny, look, let's be honest. You have no future as a chemist. You suck at this class. You're not going anywhere with this major. But I'll teach you how to cook blue crystal meth, and at least you can have make some money doing that."
Yes.
No, but the point is, like, he's a loser. He wants to, like, some control over his life. He has no control at the beginning of Breaking Bad. He's just a down and out loser who's no one respects him, and he just wants some control. And he spends the entire series trying to grab that. And you like him because of that. He's going through struggles that we can identify with, even though we don't, aren't criminals. As far as I know, you're not a criminal, but we
No
we
promises.
identify with him, and we like him because he goes through those struggles. He has those familial, dramatic moments where he butts heads with Skyler. Walt Jr. Yells at him, or Hank might find out that he's the most notorious drug dealer in New Mexico. But the whole, like, he goes through actual struggles. He's likable. He's a loser. He's kind of the underdog the entire show,
Yeah.
and just trying to, like, he's spending the entire show flailing around trying to grab something that he can say is his, and that's why we like him. And we get
Yeah.
nothing like that in this movie. And
Oh no, like
yeah.
none.
And you could make the argument, well, it's 5 TV shows or 5 seasons of television,
Five
right?
seasons,
You
but
know,
yeah,
that's
but
like
still,
that's probably, if I had to guess, maybe 48 hours of television, maybe even more. I would probably even say more than 48 hours of television. Okay, fair enough, but I had an example in my head and now I completely lost it. I was gonna move on to another character and I completely. Okay, actually, Fargo. Right? Fargo is a movie
oh yeah.
about a bunch of criminals. The only good person in there is, I forget her name, but she's played by
Oh
she's hold up, I'm gonna look it up. She's played by
oh,
Frances
it's been a while.
McDormand. She's played by Frances McDormand. That's all I remember. But
Yeah.
besides her character, Marge Gunderson, everyone else is pretty much a horrible human being in there. And
Oh,
one of
yeah.
our main characters is freaking Jerry Lungard. And I mean, granted, I know a
I
lot
love
of
Jerry.
people who hate Jerry, understandably so. But
Oh Jerry.
I mean, this movie is an hour and 38 minutes long.
Yeah.
I think I Care a
It's
Lot's
pretty
about
good
an
amount.
hour 40, right? So it's
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
the
It's not
same
that long.
length. So we like Jerry, we like effing freaking Carl,
Um.
and Gare, I think, the two criminals, and
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
we like them because they have distinct personalities. Carl's kind of a smart mouth, short fuse.
Yes.
Uh, Gare is this burly guy who doesn't talk much. They butt heads a lot, so we enjoy and it's more comedic. They're kind of both not bumbling, but they're just
No,
both
no, no,
like,
yeah. They're like
they're
I don't
not
know
like
how to say it.
criminal
It's like
masterminds.
no, they're kind of like what's the? It's like the crew, like the two guys in like Home Alone, like the two
Yeah,
criminals,
yeah,
whatever. They're kind of like that.
yeah.
Like
Where
they're kind of like that.
they're working together, but they're butting heads
Yeah,
because you
they're
know
yeah,
they don't really vibe with each other, and
like
that's
they're like they're like they don't work well together in a way. Like
yeah,
it's just
and that makes them interesting. Their
yeah,
personalities clashing, and then with Jerry, Jerry is a cowardly dude who hires two dudes to kidnap his wife so he can steal money from his father-in-law. Like that's
that's
I mean,
just
that's not
that's
like abusing the elderly
it's not
or abusing children
no,
levels of depraved,
it's
but
him kind of being a pansy. It's him being a
yeah.
pansy.
Yeah, like he can be very hateable, but you kind of like him because he's a bumbling idiot.
Yeah.
You have to
It's like the
kind of
Three Stooges. Like
yeah.
the three idiots, but it's just one guy in
Yeah.
three.
And in that movie, you have like 4 or 5 different lead actors or lead characters operating, and with this, you have the one character,
It was
and
absolutely terrible.
she's just
Hmm.
yeah, you kind of have to counterbalance they're a horrible human being with something that's likable. You don't necessarily have to make them do something good, but you have to either have them have values. You know, you got a lot of mob movies where they kill people, like Goodfellas. They kill people. They steal money from people. They do all this stuff, but they also value family and value certain times of the year. They have their own value system, so it makes them more likable. They have to have a personality that isn't just like mustache twirling villain, which is what I think the lady in here was what it
Yeah.
wasn't like, well, this is how I do to survive. It's just I love
I'm
stealing
so
money from
evil.
the
I love
elderly.
money. Eat it, old people. Suck it.
I just
But
like
yeah,
money.
like
But that's
it
how
was
I
kind
just
of funny
felt.
that that one scene, whatever, when um Marla, that's her character name, whatever, went back to her apartment and found out that her apartment was broken into by Peter's gang members, and
Mm,
yet she was still alive, even though they
yeah,
literally turned on like the gas,
that
whatever
was
the
a
gas.
little. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a
I was
little.
like, just die already. I was like, I'm sorry, just die
Any
already.
real gang would have just killed. I forget. It was the actress's name is Eliza Gonzalez. She was in Baby Driver. That was like one of the
Yes,
first things
Lisa
she
Gonzalez.
ever did. So in the
Oh, Baby Driver, bro, that is a very good movie. If anyone has not seen that movie, I suggest
go
watching
see
that
that.
movie.
So good.
That is a very good
I
movie.
think that was like one of the
Like,
first things she did, and then she blew up after
I think she
that.
was, yeah, she was like, what? She was like early 20s or something in that movie.
She
Like, she
yeah,
looked, she was like
she's
early
really
20s.
young. I think she was
Yeah, she,
born. I want to say maybe 94. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't remember a lot of celebrities or actresses birthdays. There's a few I do
yeah.
just because I look them up occasionally and that just kind of pops up where like Margot Robbie. It blows my mind that
Woo!
she was born in
Margot Robbie.
1990. She's 10 years older than me. That blows my mind. So
Wait, she's only 10 years
she's only
older?
10 years older than me. Yeah. So I'm
I thought she
20.
was like almost 40 or something like
I
that. Like,
know she looks a lot older. So like those kinds of birthdays that are like I can't believe they're actually this old or this young, where
yeah, yeah.
where it's like we that's insane that we only have about a decade's difference because I would have just assumed she was much older and not like because
Yeah.
she looks elderly but like she looks more mature than a 30-year-old I guess,
Yes.
although
Like
that
she looks
makes
like
me feel
a
old.
full on adult. Like she should have like kids and stuff and all that things,
Mm,
but she's only like that much older? Like
yeah,
that's crazy, man.
but
That is
then
just crazy.
granted 30 years old is a solid age to be having kids and stuff.
Yeah, I guess that
That's
is pretty
probably just
solid.
me thinking that I'm very young and 10 years is not that much time.
Yeah, for some reason I still feel like a kid. Like I'm 19, but
Mm.
I still feel like I'm young for
I
some
still have
reason.
the
Like,
mentality of like a 13-year-old. Ever since 2013 hit, every year's just started going by super quick and I
oh,
just
like I'm still trying to process back then, bro. Like
yeah,
it's already 2021. That is just
it's insane. I'm already halfway
like
through college
bro,
almost.
2 more years until I'm able to drink. Like, what the heck?
That's
Like, I remember
insane.
just being a kid and I'll just see alcohol. I'm like, huh, I wonder what's gonna taste like. Me, I've tasted it. Oh no, a shocker. But like, I'm only 2 years away. That is just mind blowing. Like, I'm not gonna go crazy. Well, probably the 21st birthday, of course. Everyone goes crazy on the 21st, but after that, it's gonna be kind of chill, you know. I'm gonna be drinking some margs or something, just White Claws and stuff. Like I'm gonna be chilling by the beach. But 21, bro, I'm sorry, I may just go crazy. I don't know what's gonna happen, but you know what's gonna happen, bro. You already know.
Got a whole idea planned out and I'm
Oh yeah,
probably
I'm the youngest in the family.
mm,
All my siblings, bro, they can already drink, and it sucks because I'm always the Uber driver in the family. You already know. Like I
yeah.
gotta drive everyone around. Like we go to a restaurant, everyone's having fun, drinking a margarita. I'm over here with the water, and I'm like, haha, cheers everybody.
See,
I'm so go crazy.
that's probably the difference between you and me, because I'm the oldest in my family. I'm the oldest sibling, and I could not care less about drinking alcohol. Like, when I turn 21, I'll probably sit down with my dad and have a beer or something. I don't know. I don't really
Yeah.
care all that much. Because it's never been something that interested me because most of the people I was friends with didn't drink. My dad didn't drink a lot. So it was just kind of, alcohol was just this thing of, it wasn't like I can't ever drink it. You know, like how a lot of people just kind of, you can never even look at it. It was just kind of, it was a thing that I didn't feel like really drinking. I probably won't drink much when I turn 21 anyways.
Yeah.
That was a little bit of a side
The
tangent.
best feeling ever, bro, is whenever you're at a restaurant and your parents let you have a sip of their drink. I like start floating in midair. I'm like, finally, I'm worthy to try it with the gods.
Welcome to
And I take a sip. And then when I take a sip, I'm like, this tastes like shit. Like, I'd rather take a soda, bro, or like a punch or something. I'm like, now this is the drink I can drink, bro. Like, this is great. But no, alcohol, bro. I'm sorry, it tastes like piss. This tastes weird. Like,
welcome to the confessional booth podcast. We're gonna rebrand. We're just gonna admit to every crime we committed as a minor.
oh no, drinking. Yeah, everyone listening on here, you guys, I know if someone in there has tried a sip of alcohol. You guys can't hide it. I know for a fact you guys have tried alcohol. Like, it's like one of the things that like 16-year-olds or more try it, bro. Like, everybody has a sip of alcohol. If you don't have one, then that's just sad. That's just sad.
I guess I'm sad. I haven't had a
Oh,
drink.
what?
Dude, I never went to parties or anything. Man, I was someone who was just like on a Friday night, everyone's going to a party or something. I don't get invited, so I just go, I guess I'll watch another movie. Or,
Like, I was invited to most parties, but most of the time they were kind of stupid.
yeah.
Like when I showed up, everybody was already hammered. I was like, it's only 7 o'clock. Like, I literally showed up, it's like 7 o'clock. I walk in, and someone's like, Frank, and someone starts throwing up, and I'm like, wow, this is what I want to see when I walk in.
That's what
So
happens.
me and my boy, we just usually go play like pool or beer pong. Everyone's just throwing up, passing out on the couch. I'm like, this is a great night. This is great. So you're not really missing much, bro. It's just kind of stupid at some points. Like, if you're like a 16-year-old and you're like, who wants to take a shot, boys? Like, it's so gay. I hate it so much, but it's just so annoying.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I never understood drinking culture. I understand
Yeah.
wanting to wind down or something, but like high schoolers, I don't think understand the
Like,
purpose of alcohol. They just go,
oh no, they
"Bro,
just go
man,
crazy.
we're just gonna drink as much as possible. We're just gonna get blackout drunk. I'm not gonna remember a single thing
Bro,
when I
that's
wake
like
up
the
this
only reason
morning."
why they want to drink.
I've heard so many, when I was in high school, I've heard so many people just go, I really just want to get it blackout drunk. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what is the purpose of that? I want to
Yeah,
drink
it's like-
so much to where literally cannot remember a single thing that I do, and then I wake up with a massive headache.
Yeah, I'm
That
like,
doesn't sound
you really wanna be
pleasant.
hungover, bro? Like, that doesn't sound nice at all. Like, they're not really trying for the drink, like the taste of the flavor. They're like, bro, let's get hammered. Let's black out.
yeah.
I want to wake up in the middle of an effing field, bro, and not know where the heck I am. Woo! And my mom is gonna be like calling my phone. I'm gonna get like 13 messages. I'm like, oh damn, I gotta get home. And then when I get home, I'm grounded for a year. Woo! Like, and like vaping. I don't understand
Never
that
understood
either.
vaping, yeah.
Like, it makes you look like a douche. Like, when you vape, it looks like you look like a douche.
Speaking of which, the character, the lady in this movie, in I Care a
my
Lot, the movie
God.
we're supposed to be talking about,
Oh yeah, I forgot
she
about
has
that, dude.
she has a vape in this movie, and I was just looking at that. I'm like, that is the weirdest and dumbest looking vape I have ever seen. Like it's just like this giant tube that looks like it should be a lightsaber hilt, and she's just sitting there
Yeah.
going,
Like, she's taking a big whiff. I'm like, wow, you're a
like-
douche.
yeah.
Like,
The only people I've seen vape are douchebag business people and high schoolers.
yeah, like if you're like, it's probably like the ages that people are vaping are like
Mm,
13 to like 16. And
yeah.
then when you're like 17, you're like, oh, it's stupid. But no, when I found out about vaping, I knew it was going to be stupid. I
I
just knew that it's going to be popular for about like a year or two. Then, whoopsie go, like it's bad for you. It's
yeah.
nicotine. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I knew it's going to be bad. So yeah.
Like I
And
understand
yet
its
they're still selling
purpose
it.
because it started out as just kind of one of those things to supplement for cigarettes to kind of help
Yeah.
cigarette
They just want
addicts
they,
wind
they
down.
just want the flavor. Like it's just the flavor. They're like,
Mm.
ooh, blueberry. I want my mouth to taste like blueberry. But no, they are like they don't understand that it literally kills you in your lungs.
Just get a smoothie,
Like you
man.
can really die. Yeah, just get a fucking smoothie, bro.
Smoothies are
Like
great.
tropical smoothie, bro. Tropical smoothie.
I
Damn,
love,
that place is good. Like
dude.
so
Smoothies
good.
are great. Smoothies are very underrated. Like I like my
Oh, bro,
shakes and all, and
facts.
I get shakes all the time. But nothing
Oh,
makes me feel like that. Doesn't make me feel as good as drinking a smoothie, man. Especially
bro,
where it's
smoothie
just
is healthy and it's
yes,
so good.
and
Oh my
it makes you
gosh.
feel amazing. I'm a bad eating junk food and stuff, but eating healthy makes you feel so good.
Oh, it does.
Drinking things that are good for you make me feel so much better. Like I just had a cherry coke a few hours ago after eating Chick-fil-A and I felt kind of awful. And then a couple hours ago, I drank like 2 bottles of water and I like felt amazing, you know? Just something simple like that. It's crazy how that works. Or have you ever had kombucha?
No, I never had kombucha.
I was in Chicago a couple years ago, and me and my buddy decided to get kombucha because Cody Co had just released a video about the kombucha king, GT
Oh
Dave,
my.
and we were like, dude, we should
I
just
want
get
kombucha,
kombucha
baby.
because we saw it in a viral YouTube video, and we got it, and the bottles are about this big. I'm gonna show it for the camera people are watching. So they're about that big maybe and about that big around. So they're like sizable bottles. And I take one sip of it and it tasted like liquid death. Like I felt my soul leave my body. But I took a couple of sips of it and about 15 minutes later I felt amazing. Like I felt really good. It hurt to stomach it.
Like, where can you get one of these, bro?
I bought one at the Chicago Target, which was in a shopping center. So I guess you can get them in
Okay,
just
so I'm
like
guessing you get
Targets
one
or
at Target.
WalMarts.
Yeah,
But I haven't had one since
kombucha.
because it's a lot of money for me to take a couple of sips. But
Yeah.
like it really feels like you just got cleansed, even though going in it tastes nasty because I think it's fermented. So there's I think like a point something percent of alcohol, right?
Oh
But
no.
it's not a legally alcoholic.
Miners, close your ears. There's alcohol. Oh
No,
no.
it's not a legally alcoholic beverage. So it's not like
Oh,
you don't
you're
have to
fine.
get carded. Anyone can get it. But that's probably why it's hard to kind of stomach it. But once you drink it, it makes you feel great. Not
So it
sponsored,
makes you
by
like
the way.
feel like you're like flying in midair, like you're floating in the air. You're like, oh yes.
It's just like
Like you.
I don't know. It's like any not aches and pains. I'm not gonna say it's like like an
It's.
essential oil cell or whatever, but it
Oh
just
yeah.
kind of I don't know. It kind of goes through and just feels your pores just kind of feel a bit clearer. Like you don't feel as weighed down by sweat or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
It was a unique experience. By the
This is
way,
like one of those feelings like whenever you wake up in the morning and that stretch hits different, bro. You
mm,
just lean back, you're like,
it's just one of those moments of
yes.
just like I can't describe how good it feels, but it just feels good. I would also like to mention we are not sponsored by kombucha, GT Dave's
Oh
kombucha, but
no.
I would appreciate a sponsorship. So hit me up.
Yeah, same.
But
Like I would love a sponsorship from them, bro. It would be great. Or like Bang, bro. Bangs are good. Bangs, bro. Oh my gosh,
hey,
those things make like if you're like tired and you got to study for an exam or something, chug one of those things down and you are studying for hours, bro. You are going full send.
see my
Like
thing. I can't do energy drinks anymore. I did the Mountain Dew kickstarts,
um
and I would drink those anytime I had to go in early. So I've been working at a Chick-fil-A for almost 3.5 years, and two
it's
summers ago they started working me mornings during the summer. And since I'm a college student now, that's kind of whenever I go back home, that's what they schedule me is usually mornings. So anytime I had to go in at 7 or 8 in the morning, then I've had a couple of 6:30s, 6s in the mornings going into Chick-fil-A. I used to grab like a Mountain Dew Kickstart and just like drink most of it before clocking in. And the thing is, I would crash at noon during the lunch rush, so I'd feel alive during breakfast, and then I would just crash.
That's another warning about energy drinks. Yeah, it'll make you crash in a heartbeat. It'll crash
you hard. But after that, I had a road trip down to Dallas. I had to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go down to Dallas for a conference because I was part of the production team for it, and I had 3 Mountain Dew Kickstarts with me, and I had to buy another one because I could not stay awake. That road trip basically made it to where energy drinks have no effect on me anymore. Like, I was so tired that even caffeine wouldn't wake me up. So I fell asleep for about 30 seconds driving down to Dallas. I just remember I'm driving and I go, and I like look back and I'm like a couple miles down the interstate and I go, oh crap.
Did you get off the interstate and go to like hotel or something, bro?
No,
I would have done that.
No, I tried to power. I tried to power through it and I was 30 minutes out and I was like almost dead asleep. So I pulled over to a Quick Trip and got out and did a couple laps and said a quick prayer and hopped back in. And I felt good. So,
bro, like one time it was the day before 2 days before graduation. Me and a group of my friends, we decided to pull an all-nighter. I don't know why. We were stupid. But we literally drove all night. At 3 in the morning, we stopped at McDonald's. We ordered like 8 cheeseburgers, and we could just tell the guy was pissed off. Like, he was about to close the shop, and he was like, we could just hear him speaking to the microphone, oh my God. like, bro, can we get 8 cheeseburgers? Like, he basically just threw in a bunch of random cheeseburgers. Like, they were like, he got 0 of our orders right, and so we went right back around to go try to get our order correct, but he already shut down, bro. He was done with our crap.
I feel
like
that.
I remember we stayed up all night, and in the morning my friend's parents, they cooked us breakfast. And I could not stay awake. Like, I was shoving food in my mouth and just falling asleep. And it was to the point where I fell asleep with food in my mouth. And when I woke up, I started chewing again. I was like, oh, like I was afraid I was going to choke or something. And I had to drive back home. And I remember falling asleep. And I woke up and I was almost at my house. And, like, I had no idea how I got there. Like, I had 0 memory of me taking a left turn, a right turn.
Oh, my goodness.
It was like muscle memory just sinking in and just memorizing. Because I've been to his house so many times. So it just like I can't explain it, bro. It was like a miracle, but it gave me a heart attack, bro. Like, when I woke up, I got a boost of energy because my heart was like racing. I was like, how the heck did I get here?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. How did we get from talking about I Care a Lot, a movie that I did not care a lot? See that?
Yeah.
On words.
I think you're repeating jokes
about
now.
Energy drink.
Hey,
I'm sorry. It's a good joke. It's a good joke.
This is the nature of having a conversation with me. I mean, this is what happens when I have no notes. And, past few shows, I had notes, and I was leaning back on those. But usually when I have nothing to go off of, my conversations tend to derail. Although I think you were the one who derailed most of this.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of conversations I have, though, I bounce around from topic to topic. I'll be talking to someone about something, and then we'll go on a 30-minute tangent on something completely unrelated. But, yeah, I care a lot.
Like, we were talking about I care a lot. Then we went all the way from teen drinking to vaping to energy drinks and then to blacking out in the middle of a field. Like, what?
Man,
that's podcast, baby.
I can't wait to explain to my grandpa all this.
Your grandparents listens to this?
My grandpa told me to send him a link to the podcast so he could listen. I sent it to him, and I was just like, oh yeah, this will be fine. This will be fine. This episode's going to get released, and I'm going to get a text message. It's just going to be like, no. This was interesting.
Yeah, he's going to tell you, so you went to a movie, to drinking, to energy drinks, to Chick-fil-A, and all that stuff. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
You like it?
I don't want you to talk to that Frank kid ever again.
Yes, that Frank kid is a bad influence. What can
Even
I
though
say?
you're a year younger than me. You're underclassmen. Oh my goodness. Um,
Like, he's gonna see me like on campus. Like, he's gonna come meet me one day. He's like, "So, you're Frank?"
just
I'm like, "Yes, sir."
I don't want you anywhere near
I don't want
my
you anywhere
grandson.
near me.
I
I don't want you
forbid
anywhere
you.
near me or my family. Like,
Oh my
oh man, that
goodness.
was just great.
Hey, I mean, this was more entertaining than the movie. The movie, I just felt a perpetual hatred the entire time.
Oh, I just wanted to tell everyone out here listening to it that I hated the movie. And if you guys like the movie, then I'm sorry, but you guys have no taste in movie. That movie just sucked. The acting was great. I'll admit the acting was great, but the plot, the whole story about her stealing money from old people, that just made me just hate it. Like, that just made me hate it.
The opinions of Frank on movies do not reflect everybody in this podcast. I would like to note that. I don't think you have a bad. Well, I don't want to go that far. You might have a bad
Say,
taste in movies if you liked
say
it.
it, boy. Say
I don't know.
it.
I can understand why people liked it. It is very stylized. Like I liked the editing. I think
Okay.
the score to this was amazing. Like it was a
Oh,
really good score. It
yeah.
sounded great.
Cinematography, the acting,
Yeah.
just the,
It was tech.
but the,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was technically really well made. Just narratively, I don't want to say it's a mess, but it's just it told the wrong story with the wrong characters. I suppose
Yeah.
would be the
I
best
feel
way to
like
put
at
it.
the end, they didn't know what else, how to finish the movie, so they
Mm,
just threw it out there. Like they just came up with a random idea. They're like, whatever, we'll just
yeah.
end like this. You guys can work together instead of my boy Peter killing the girl because I wanted that to happen. Like in the movie, he really tried to kill her by over drugging her with like alcohol, like putting alcohol in her body, then launching her car into a lake.
Mm,
Like just end her. Like you guys are making it too complicated. Like you guys are trying to pull like the greatest kill of all time,
well,
like the greatest kill of the week or something.
I
Like
will
just
say
shoot them.
I think the point of that was not just to kill her, but to kill her and discredit her. If she dies and she was drinking and driving, I think that discredits her as a civil servant, and thus all of her cases and all of her elderly folk would be released.
Oh
I think that's
yeah,
what they were
they could
trying to
have been
do.
released.
Because if they just
Uh,
shot her and they found a body with a bullet hole in it, I think they would just go, "Oh crap, someone killed her. We're just gonna assign all these old people to her
the other,
lover, or someone
yeah,
else." So, I think that was the reason why he did it. Although he didn't do a good job at making sure the job was finished,
yeah, they should have like
because that's
over drugged her and like it was. They should have done to the point where they basically just killed her from drugs.
yeah,
Like, but
that
no, they
serum they gave her did
it
not
was weak.
last long enough. It
Yeah,
was literally
She
just
literally woke up.
it's
She
like
literally woke up like a few minutes later.
it's like
Like I was like,
how much should we give this woman? I don't know, enough to where she could wake up about let's
like
say
2
30
minutes later
seconds
after she
before she
died.
drives
Yeah,
off the cliff so she has a chance to escape.
yeah.
you know,
Like they were like trying to measure like the amount, but no, I'm like just like put like pints of it in her. Like put
yeah.
like a lot of it. Like don't even care about the measuring. Just go yoink
Yeah.
yoink
Well,
yoink
and the
yoink
other thing
yoink.
too is they put alcohol into her blood system, so I would think she would be drunk during this as well.
Yeah, but no,
She
she
would
looked like she was like wide awake
she
and
was just
everything.
like,
I was
"Oh
like,
crap,
huh,
heightened senses. I know I have a buttload of alcohol in me to where people could be
bro, she can
convinced
handle
that
her
I would."
alcohol.
Yeah, I
She can
guess.
handle her alcohol. She must have been like a teen drinking, bro. She could have
Mm.
been drinking hard when she was in high school or something.
Yeah,
Like her character, bro.
the
I
entire
don't know.
car crash scene was just kind of ridiculous because after she
Oh
escapes the
yeah,
car, she's just like she's in the water for probably a solid minute, just going,
yeah. I don't know how she could hold her breath for that long. Like yeah. She looked like she couldn't swim. I was like, can you seriously not swim?
yeah.
Like she was like falling down and doing this, like waving her arms up like she can't
Mm.
swim.
I mean,
And then it showed her
yeah.
going back to the surface. I was like, huh.
I mean, it was
So she can't.
visually interesting to look
Yeah, it was
at, but it
cool.
was
Like the
just,
cinematography, the cool effects of it was
but
pretty
it was
cool.
just, it
But
made no
this,
sense.
yeah, I was like,
it just
that's
made,
kind of one of those shots that's kind of pointless. Like you guys are trying to make it look cool,
mm,
but at that point, just say she can swim or don't swim. Like
yeah,
I really thought she couldn't swim. I was like, oh, bet She gonna
Yeah,
die.
it was weird because I thought she like had gotten injured or something like that, but it was
Yeah,
just kind of a
she's fine.
stylistic. Maybe she's about to die. No, she didn't. She survived.
Like she walked away without like a scratch or a bruise. Like she just
Mm.
got wet. That was it. Like
Yeah,
she
made it
was
back to
like
her
they put
house in
the
time to save
yeah
her
Fran
girlfriend.
whoever
Oh, her name was Fran. That's
like
what the character's name
yeah
was.
Fran, not Frank, Fran.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was surprised that she survived.
Mm.
Like they really it looked like they beat her to death, and they literally turned on like the oven and stuff, and like the carbon dioxide. So then she if she was breathing it, she would literally just die. But
Mm.
no, she was able to breathe it and survive. Like I don't know how long she was there for. Like when she drove off the cliff into the water, she looked like she had to go. She walked to a gas station. That must have taken like an hour or something. Then she had to go get a car ride and then or taking a bus or something like I can't remember how she got to the house. But that could have taken like another solid hour. And like when they got her, they already kidnapped Fran and already gone to the house and beaten her up and everything. Like
Yeah.
she should have been so dead long ago, but no, she was fine and I was mad. Like
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It felt like a bit of a mess. I will also say these are some of the most incompetent gangsters I have ever seen in a movie.
oh
From like
yes.
their whole plan to break Peter Dinklage's mom out of the old folks' home, and then
Oh, they couldn't even do that.
they
That
couldn't
was
even do that.
embarrassing.
But also, they allowed a single civil servant lady, so someone who, as far as we know, hasn't had any training in fighting or infiltrating or anything. She just is able to walk up to a mob boss, like the head honcho of the mob, someone who should have
It disabled
a
him.
buttload
Like
of.
he had a gun.
And
He had a gun.
well, that and he had only one bodyguard and one driver to protect him. Who does like what freaking Tony Corleone or Tony Soprano freaking had more protection than this. The guys from the boss from the Goodfellas had
Yeah.
multiple layers of security, and then this dude's walking around with one guy who manages to get tased, and it's like
Oh yeah. Like I'm like, bro.
she's able to sneak into this building, time it perfectly to just walk up on these guys and just tase one, tase one, tase one, and I kidnapped a mob boss.
Like I was mad. Like I was like,
It
that
was it
shouldn't
was
have been
silly.
too easy. Like that was stupid.
It
Like
was too
she
easy.
got Peter, bro. I was mad. Like I was mad that she was able to kidnap Peter. And how did she reload that taser like so quickly? Like she had like multiple tasers or something. Like
Yeah,
where did she get this stuff? Like where?
I don't know.
Like it was like military grade. Like how did you get that?
Mm, to
Like
me, I think that scene perfectly sums up a lot of this. Is that things came way too easily for her. Not a lot of
yeah.
it. Not a lot of it was her like using her smarts and her cunning to get out of situations. It was just kind of, oh, we're at the judge. Well, I'm a trustworthy person. Well, shoot, you're right. Okay, I'm gonna kidnap this mob boss. Couple of tasers ought to do it. It,
Yeah, I'm like
yeah, and it was frustrating because not only did things come too easily to her, she's also a horrible person that doesn't deserve
yeah.
it.
Like
uh,
and she did it single-handedly. Like she didn't even need Fran. Like Fran was literally outside waiting,
mhm.
and then like she just pulled up. It's like, hey, I got him in the back of the
Yeah,
car. Let's
and the thing
go.
is too,
I'm like, oh my
they
god.
kind of treated Fran almost like she was her enforcer a little bit. She was the one standing by the car,
Yeah,
driving her around. It would have made more sense if she went in there, if she was like
with
supposed to
the
have this role as like an enforcer or bodyguard, and if she went in and kidnapped Peter Dinklage. That would have made more sense, to, at least to me,
yeah.
because she's A, more physically fit, but B, kind of acts like a bodyguard for most of the movie. At
And
least
she's like
that
one of
what
the
it seems to
side
me.
characters. Just felt like it was like she basically just used her girlfriend, or whatever, just to like she didn't have like a part in helping her kidnap Peter. Like she
Mm,
just sat by, took all the like the pain and beating up. Like she got beaten up. She didn't get any revenge, but no, it
yeah,
was her that lead kidnapped Peter, took down the bodyguards, did everything, and she was just like, "Oh, good job, girlfriend, you
yeah.
did it."
Yeah.
Like,
The movie felt like it was just serving way too much into the main character's hands on a lot
yes.
of it. But yeah, I
Like,
think
it just made
I
me hate
think we
it.
covered everything, which was we hate the main character, we hate the main
We
character,
hate
we
the
hate
main
the main
character. We hate the
character.
main character,
The acting
and
was good and it
the
looked
acting
good,
was good.
but I hated the
Yeah,
main
but we
character.
yes,
Spent we just hit the
like
hour mark. We just hit the hour mark. We've spent an hour not necessarily
talking about how
talking
much
about the
we
movie,
hate them.
but our main thing we hit on was how much we hated the main character, and that's really all I wanted to talk about. Oh my
Like,
goodness. Well,
it was perfect.
yeah. You have anything else to add? Because it is currently 1:30 in the a.m.
Okay. Yes, I have one more thing to say. I hate the main character so
Oh,
much.
that's such an interesting and new
Bro, I
thought.
know,
I
right?
didn't think about that.
You-
Let's explore that a little more.
yes, I hate her with my guts.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Also, watch Game of Thrones, Baby Driver, watch just any really good movie that has Peter Dinklage or just any other good actor.
freaking
Like,
watch
come on, people.
Elf. And heck, I'll
Else.
take Underdog. Watch Underdog over this. Have you
Oh
seen
my.
Underdog? I watched
I
that.
don't think I have.
Underdog was my jam as a kid, but I'm pretty
Wait.
sure if I
Oh wait,
watch it,
was
I'm
that
gonna
that
hate it.
superhero dog? Was that
Yeah.
the superhero dog?
It
Oh
was
my
based off
gosh,
of a.
I forgot about that movie. So, oh my.
Yeah, I watched it as a kid and I loved it, but looking back at some of the scenes, I'm just
Oh
like,
yeah,
this
this makes
movie.
me
If I
puke.
watch this movie, I'm gonna hate it.
Like I don't know why I watched it so many times as a kid, but the number one, like one of the main reasons why I watched it was just to listen to that song "Underdog." The song,
I'm
like they
trying to
had that
remember it.
main song, like it went like "Underdog, Underdog." It was like a rapper or whatever, and it was a good song. Like I remember just hearing it as a kid. Like I didn't care about the characters or the plot. I
Just
just when I
underdog,
plugged in the movie.
underdog.
When I plugged in the movie, I literally just fast forwarded to the song and I would just start dancing like, hey, hey.
Yeah, it was.
It's like
I think it was based
looking
off
back
of.
at it was based off of what, bro?
I think it was based off of like a old Hanna Barbera cartoon, and they just like went back and said kids really liked Underdog,
So let's
and
make a live action about it.
yeah, I
Woo!
mean, it worked well with Alvin and the
Oh
Chipmunks,
yeah.
so we're gonna get the
Oh
guy
my
who
gosh.
played Dave, and we're gonna make him
Oh,
underdog, and then we're gonna bring in Peter Dinklage as the bad guy.
oh, I forgot Peter Dinklage was that guy. Oh my gosh. He looked so much younger. Like he didn't have his mustache or anything. He like had a clean facial hair, bro. Oh my gosh. And I remember like oh well like songs in like kids movie, bro, like they hit bit different back then, but some movie songs
Mhm.
hit different today. Like you would literally listen to like some of the songs in like a movie and just start dancing to it, like, oh yeah, I'm starting to feel it again. Like that movie Rio, bro. That one song when the two birds, like the I forget the actors' names. It was like the red bird and the yellow bird when they sing in that like duo, bro.
Mhm.
I still jam along to that song, bro. I'm sorry. It's a pretty dang good song.
I don't remember that one. I'm trying to think of like a song that I freaking jammed out to as a kid. I mean, for me, I was a big Scooby Doo kid. So
Oh,
any of those
yes.
chase sequence songs, I would listen to. I would go back and rewatch the chase sequences, and then when I first got Spotify, I just went through and just listened to all those songs. It was pretty much just, it was old 70s and 80s music, the K-Love songs, so like pop Christian songs, and it was Scooby Doo chase sequences, which was mostly pop punk, and if it was from like the original series, it was like trippy 60s music. So that was what I
Well,
listened
like,
to when I first got Spotify.
one of my favorite shows, bro, like the song was Phineas and Ferb, bro.
Oh,
The like everybody would just sing along to the intro. Like
like
everyone,
maybe.
everyone.
Yeah, that
And
that
Doofenshmirtz, bro, the Doofenshmirtz Evil
yeah.
Incorporated. Like, oh man, like when you see a
Doofenshmirtz
picture
Evil
of his
Incorporated.
building, you literally think of the song whenever you see a picture of it. Like
Yeah,
you cannot, like
it
you just think of the jingle.
it's such
You
that's
just
such an
feel it.
iconic show. It's such a fun
It was
show.
so good.
Well,
Like,
we got off track.
yeah. Yeah, we got off track
Man,
once
I was
again.
trying to wrap
Sorry,
this
let's
up
get
so I
back to
could.
the I care a lot. I hate the character a lot.
Such a new thought. No, dude, it's getting freaking late. It's a little past 1:30 in the a.m. My eyelids are struggling to
Oh,
stay
thanks.
open.
Bro, just get bang. I'm about to get banged, bro. I'm just
Dude,
kidding. No,
it
don't do
is
that.
Friday or technically Saturday morning, so
Saturday.
I have maybe 10 and a half hours to make sure all this stuff is rendered so I can release it on time at noon. But
Bro, there, if we say any cuss words, bro, just put a little fun like bleep next to it because I've heard
see,
some podcasts and they'll just put some kind of jingle whenever someone says like the F word or something. I'm
see,
like, this is great.
I'm not that talented to do that.
Oh man, I was
Those
about to say
the
a bunch of
difference is
curse words and I thought you were about to edit it later, but
no, no, no,
don't
no,
worry,
no, no.
people, I'm
What
not
I
gonna do it.
do, what I do is I just straight record it and go, all right, that's good. Take the recording and push it out because I have neither the time nor the resources to edit any of this,
I mean, we're in
and
college. What can you say, bro? We're in college.
I got homework, man.
Yeah, bro, I got stuff to do. I got Netflix shows to watch, bro. Like you already know.
I mean, I got that too, but I wasn't gonna
Yeah, I
say it.
got that too, bro.
No,
I
the
was gonna say
difference
that.
is
But,
between this show, this podcast, and other podcasts and shows. They have a producer who can do that kind of stuff.
oh yeah, yeah.
I'm a one man team who I can't operate cameras by myself or anything like that. So this is until I find someone who wants to be my producer. This is kind of how it is for right now.
Bro, I got you. I got you, bro. What can I
But
say?
yeah, man. Well, uh,
Yeah.
final score.
Thank you.
Final score
Final
for I Care
score.
a Lot. That's what I've decided. Second episode, I decided we're just gonna start like doing scores because if there's two things that I have developed the compulsive urge to do, it is to rank things and rate things. So I've
Mhm.
become just a very natural critic of everything. If I go out to eat food, it's not just, oh, I'm going to enjoy the food. It's, yes, the onions quite complement the flavors of the cheese in this burrito. On this Taco Bell
Delicious.
burrito.
Oh.
This Taco
Bro,
Bell
Taco
burrito.
Bell slaps, bro. Taco Bell
But
slaps.
that's how I've
So
become.
good.
So instead of just, oh yeah, this was a good burrito. Well, in terms of the burrito supreme or the Guadalajara chalupe burrito, I'm sure that's a burrito at Taco
What are
Bell. They
you, a
just
Yelp critic, bro? Are you acting like a Yelp critic?
pretty much
Like,
without writing any Yelp reviews. Dude, I could have the power of like any of just being able to shut down any restaurant I want.
bro, another good show to watch, South Park.
Dude, that's what I
Solid
thought of
show.
when you brought up
Bro,
Yelp. The
Yelp critic,
Yelp.
bro, that's literally one of the funniest episodes
Oh
ever.
my goodness.
Like, South Park, bro, they literally make fun of anything they want to, and they literally get credibility. Like, they can get away with it. Like,
So
they don't
much.
care what other people say. Like, they literally will say what they want on their mind, and
Mm.
everybody loves it. Like,
I respect that. They just call out
I
anybody and
respect them
everyone. They
so
just
much.
go, everyone's dumb. Let's just make fun of everyone.
Bro, one of the funniest episodes is Honey Boo Boo. That's.
Oh my
They just
goodness.
make fun of that character.
It's
Her
getting
favorite food is spaghetti and butter. And she
it's
drinks 7 Mountain Dews a day. Like,
oh my god.
oh,
It
I love South Park.
it is
Like,
getting way too late for this. Oh my goodness.
oh, bro,
All
I
right.
stay up till like 2 like every night. I swear.
See, I
All right, bro. So
my
how would you rate the
bedtime
movie?
my
How would
first
you rate the
off,
movie?
my bedtime
Oh, yeah.
is midnight every night. That is when I go to bed without a doubt. Second,
Proud of you.
how I
Proud
would
of you.
rate it. So first off, my thought process on it is great score, great cinematography, great performances, like all of that stuff. But the lead character is just so hateable and they do everything to indulge her and give her the powerful we're going to overcome, I'm going to school you moments that seem to be triumphant. I don't know if that's what they were intending, but that's just kind of how it came across to me, is at least at the beginning. So all that being said, definitely does not deserve the ratings that a lot of people I've seen are giving it, because it's getting a lot of 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10s. So
Yeah, no, I'm already feeling that.
for me, I would give it a 5. just kind of right down the middle of there's a lot of good stuff to like about it. Like as a film major, I look at this and I go, just a lot of the production value is so good. It's just the narrative stuff that I do not like at all. So I just
Yes.
go down the middle, give it a 5 out of 10. Not the worst movie that has come out this year so far. I would give that to Earwig and the Witch. It's a movie that's on HBO Max right now, but it's from Studio Ghibli. I don't know if you've heard of it, but they are a very famous Japanese animation production company, and I haven't seen any of their movies. This is my first introduction to them. But they're very famous. I think I'm trying to remember the person who started it, but the guy who started the company is like a very famous director. He's directed most of their movies, and then now his son's picked it up. But they're like 2D animated, traditionally animated, and people love them. I haven't seen a single movie, but I know off the top of my head like 5 of their movies that are super popular. You got like My Neighbor Totoro, Wolf's Howling Castle, Spirited Away, Ponyo. I gotta name 5, or else I lose credibility. Kiki's
Yeah, you
Delivery
lose
Service.
credibility.
There it is, Kiki's Delivery
Well done.
Service.
Well done.
So 5 of their movies
Well done.
that all 5 of those I've heard are amazing. But this was the first one to be 3D animated, computer animated, and it looks awful. It is one of the worst looking animated movies I've ever seen. And the story is literally just this little girl who gets adopted by a witch and is forced to work for her. And that's about it.
That sounds stupid. I'm
It's
sorry.
just
If
it didn't have an
it's like the
interesting.
creative,
It
it
didn't
didn't
look
have really
good.
interesting.
Yeah, it didn't look good, and it didn't have an interesting plot. It wasn't like they build up their relationship and gain
Sounds
mutual
kinda
respect for it. It
stupid.
was literally just the witch is a douchebag to her. She's a little punk kid who just has this free spirit, and then the dude is just some weird vampire looking guy, and then there's a talking cat. And typically, like, I like watching foreign movies in their original language. I didn't realize that HBO automatically put English on.
English.
So I
So it sounded
I
super
watched,
weird with like
yeah,
the voices.
I watched it in English too, so that also hurt it because it was in the original voice actors. So it was just
That
even
sounds
worse.
terrible,
But
but
I got halfway through it and I went, "Oh, this was supposed to be in Japanese." Ah,
so
this
if it was
movie's
like a
not.
high pitched girl voice, it would really be like in English. So it'll be
Yeah.
like, "Hi there,"
Yeah.
or something like
The thing
that.
is, they got this guy named Dan Stevens to be the voice of the cat. I don't know if you know who he is.
I think I do.
He's probably most known for being Beast in Beauty and the Beast, the live action
Oh
remake.
yeah, Dan Stevens. Yes. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he sang awesome song "A Nevermore." Like that was a good
He's
song.
a really good singer. I'll give
He's
him
a
that.
really good singer and great. He's a good
He's a good
actor.
actor
He's
too.
good.
I'm gonna recommend a show to you. It's called Legion. It's about Professor Xavier's
I've heard
son.
of that.
So
Yes,
good.
I've heard
He
that.
plays the son in that, and he's so good in it. But yeah, 5 out of 10. What would you give it? Sidetrack.
Well, I hated the character a lot, but the cinematography, the actors, like the story was pretty good. It was just the hate of the character the most.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll either give it like a 4, 4.5, maybe a 5. It's like stretching to a 5.
Okay, so
Like
like
it was
strong 4, light
like
5.
like if Peter Dinklage was in this movie, it would be low for me. Like I would drop it down lower. But Peter Dinklage, he's my man, and
Dude.
he brought it up for me.
Great
Like,
actor.
bro, great actor. Like he did an excellent job being a drug lord, bro. He scared me, bro, because I thought he was about to kill that guy, and oh man, such a good actor.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones. Okay, if you guys have not seen Game of Thrones, watch it. It's on HBO. A solid TV show. The cinematography, the CGI, everything is incredible. Like the acting. Okay, there is some nudity. I
Warning,
will
it's
admit-
not for the kids.
Oh yeah, no. It's not for the
It's
kids.
not a family show at all. I'm just
Oh heck
slamming
no!
my
It is,
microphone
it's
into
dirty.
my face.
It is dirty. If your kid is watching it with you, kick the kid out of the room or
See,
turn it to something else
there's some
because
parents who would watch it with their kids. I'm willing to bet. Some parents just
I
put
there
whatever
is.
on and watch crap with their kids. I'm just like,
Oh
kids don't
bro,
need to be watching that.
My dad, when I was about like 4 or 5, he decided to watch me. And he decided to watch Lord of the Rings with me and my older brother. Like we were like 5. I didn't know much was going on, but I was terrified because of the orcs, bro. Like they were scary looking to me. And my mom walked in. She was like, "What are you guys doing?" He was like, "Oh, we're watching Lord of the Rings."
Oh my goodness.
I was like, "Mom, what's going on?" And then she's like, "Oh, nothing. You want to go in the other room and watch something else?" I'm like, "I kind of want to watch this. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's interesting."
And all right, so I guess you give it strong 4, light
Four,
5.
I
I'd
say
give it
4 or 5
yeah,
ish.
I'd give it a solid 5. Yeah,
Like
well,
I know there's people out there that's saying like it's a good movie or yeah, but no, I'm sorry, it's not. It just
well,
yeah,
that has been this episode. This is the longest I've gone on a podcast. An hour and 15 minutes. I did
woo,
not think it would be this long. I thought
yeah,
it would have been much shorter because it was literally hitting on the one thing. But we managed to stretch that out and milk people for all they're worth out of their
yeah.
listening times. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me, Frank. It's
Thank
been a
you.
pleasure. I'm
A
gonna
pleasure, my friend.
I'm gonna cut back to me. I'm gonna do my little outro, and you have a good night,
Yeah.
Frank. Thank
Thank you, my
you.
friend.
Thank you for joining me tonight for tonight's. Oh wait, no, for Cinema Lounge. That's the name of this podcast. I forgot for a second. Where we talked about I Care a Lot, which we did not care a lot about. Thank you for listening to the Cinema Lounge podcast. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and just about anywhere you could listen to podcasts or would listen to podcasts. We're also on YouTube if you want to watch us on the videos with me and my various guests and friends. Um, yeah, that's about it. Please go, if you're watching on YouTube, press the subscribe button, press the like button, leave us a comment what you think about the movie I Care a Lot about. And rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts because I hear that helps a lot as well. Um, yeah, this has been the Cinema Lounge, and I don't know how to properly end podcasts, so thank you for joining. I'm trying to get this set up so I can edit or exit this. See you later. Bye bye. I love you.